Good morning, sunshines. What's going on? So, Isaiah, it's so heavy, I know. So I thought I'd read something I wrote because, Isaiah got me certainly, especially last night's chapter 5. It got me kind of like, It's like, does anyone ever get this right? And this little morning writing that I entitled Focus on What You Can Do. It's how I'm going to get myself out of that that I got myself into when I was reading Isaiah chapter 5 last night. So let me read this to you. Does anyone ever get this right? Because that's what it felt like by the end of chapter 5 yesterday. Or have we been laid down so long? Have we been lied to for so long and so consistently that we are justifying throwing up our arms and just saying we're lost, and we are just going to continue to drudge through in the muck and being miserable and barely alive? You continue to hate what you do and barely stand who you're with and barely deny the fact that you pretty much self-sabotage yourself and hate yourself all the time. It's like, it sucks, right? Who wants to live that? Nobody wants to live that. We don't want to live that. I don't want to live that. Who wants to live that? No one should want to live that. Nobody with a clear mind. So, what can we do? We can keep it simple. What does that mean? Look to break out of the matrix of lies by seeking to sanctify yourselves. What does sanctification mean? It means that you search yourself, you get to know yourself, and you decide that anything in you that is not for you is against you. And by that I mean the you that is the Christ. So you look at the attributes of the Father, which I always say, just the attributes of the Father. So let's look at them. Loving, kind, compassionate, giving. That's that sacrificial, like, I can do without this because I know I'm stable in myself enough that I can do without this for now so that person can have it. It's okay because their happiness is worth me sacrificing this. And besides, I have made it so that I'm not going to be in lack completely because I cared for myself enough to not be able to I don't have to hoard everything. I can give, whether that's my time or my positive emotions, my energy, whatever it is that I have in the 3D that somebody needs, that I can do without. I am sustainable enough that I actually have to give. That faith, to be faithful to something. Even if that faithfulness is like, I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to look into the positive. And a lot of people really look at that in the new age or whatever, the new way, which is cool. That positive outlook on everything. Well, that's work. We don't all just get up and say, yay, I'm just going to have a good day. That takes dedication to those positive thoughts and consistently taking out the negative. So that's work too. Being faithful to anything takes work. It's not that faithfulness is not easy, but it cultivates such incredible relationships and trust and that's why faith is so important. You got to trust people. You got to be dependable and have people around you that you can depend on. So that's because that's a support system, right? So faithfulness, very important. Merciful. By His grace, we are saved. Remember that. Merciful means that you remember all the times you screwed up and all the times that you were stupidly doing, blindly doing, or ignorantly doing things that ended up hurting people. And you have to own those things and go, I don't want to be that anymore. And when somebody's like that to you, you can have your boundaries and step aside. But, if you see them reaching out or you given an example that's good enough where they are vulnerable enough to come to you in their hour of desperation. You can be like, it's okay, bro. It's okay, sis. I got you because I've been there. You have to be strong. It's another attribute of the Father. And yeah, you have to be strong to do that. You have to be strong in who you are and who you stand with and what your morals are and what you're willing to accept and not accept in yourself so that you can be a good example. You have to be forgiving as you were forgiven. You have to be good. I mean, you gotta get up and strive to do good. Hello, Train. I love you too. It's a little one. Yay! Bye, Train! I didn't get to see which one is it. Yellow and red. I think that's Union Pacific. Righteous. Making good choices. And I put a question mark in that because everybody always says the righteous. To be righteous. I think that just means making good choices. Please add to the comments on what you think righteousness means. You know, make yourself holy by making right choices. Choices that are going to throw momentum into the positive, not the negative. Caring. He wants you to care for yourself, not worry. Because if you're the person that can't take care of yourself and you're always in worry, how is that going to give you any energy or time or space left in your field or day to care for others? Sovereign. Have control over your kingdom. Start with your mind. Your emotions will follow. Your life will get less dramatic. Shepherd. Shepherd your thoughts. Yeah, I mean, start there. All these have multiple things that you can look at depending on where you are on your walk. But definitely start shepherding your thoughts. Ever present help in trouble. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, I cannot even think about anything negative or look at anything negative. Well, that's in one arena that could end up becoming apathy. I think I have that word right. Where you get programmed to just not even look at the negative. Well, the negative could be people suffering, animals suffering, the planet suffering. So you don't want to do that. So be ever present in that moment of seeing wrong and standing up and saying, hey, I'm going to do something about that. Whether that's taking out the trash or testifying in a court when you saw something that wasn't right. You were a witness to it. It could mean all sorts of everything in between, you know. Father is powerful. That's another attribute. So remember that standing in truth, standing in love, those are powerful things because they're the truth. They can't be killed off. You can choose to just say, I'll never love again. You could do that. You could choose not to seek the truth of yourself, to find the Christ in you, the best version of you can be, so that you can be used properly by all that is angelic and beautiful and of the Father. If no one makes themselves available by having that power in them to say, yes, use me, Father. I'm available and I'm capable and I'm able to put that first in my life. All these positive attributes, you know, that's powerful. And be a refuge. Be your own refuge at first. Obviously, everything you have to come out from your own being to be able to be that for others. So be really nice to yourself. Start caring for yourself. Treat others as you would want to be treated, starting with yourself. How do you know you're treating yourself right? You're at peace. You're excited about life. Be a healer. Back to this. So I won't make this too long. Let's see. So practice those attributes. And it's going to be a daily slow process because the world doesn't teach us that. And the world is encased in so many lies. And this matrix is so thick. So be patient. It's going to be a slow process. And that's okay. You don't plant the seed one day and expect it to grow in 3 hours. You don't, it's going to take a minute. You're not going to be coming back and digging in there. Like, why isn't it growing? Like, no, you just understand that it takes a while to build momentum, especially if you've built or been part of a matrix that's built such heavy momentum that as it crashes down, it's like next to impossible to stop. It's like being in front of at the bottom of a hill when there's a massive vehicle coming down, completely unhinged. The brakes are gone. It's like, so there's going to be a crash, most likely, because when it's heavy momentum like what we're experiencing in the planet right now, there's going to be that lull of the stop and the crash, and the lull after the crash as the pieces get put back together, and that vehicle gets fixed and gets redirected somewhere better, that momentum of the vehicle that is you. So it's going to be a slow process for a lot of us. I know it has been, and is for me. But what else can we do? It's up to us to seek out the good in every action, in every emotion, in every thought, in every situation. We must say, again, am I helping bring in positive outcomes? What am I giving my life energy to? That's on everything from gossiping to are you living? There's so many examples. Clean up yourself, clean up your space, clean up your city, but start with your mind. Clean up your mind. Clean up your emotions. It's heavy. To do all that, it can be heavy and it can seem overwhelming, but if you just keep making better choices, little ones, using our words better, creating new possibilities, and new to us, because creating new possibilities that are positive, that's the Father. I mean, He is the creator of everything, and so those are all that positivity, all those possibilities of creating heaven are all available to us. We just have to keep one step at a time, one day at a time, every day picking up our cross, as the saying goes. This just means sacrificing that sinful person. And that sinful, again, remember that sin is to recognize that anything that's keeping you down, that's sin. Anything that's hurting others, that's sin. Anything that's keeping you from thriving, that's sin. Anything that's keeping you from the Father, that's sin. Anything that's killing your body, that's sin. Anything that's fogging up your mind, that's sin. Because then your mind's already most likely out of control if you're adding things to it or crap into your body. That it's just the little things every day. They will build into a better life. And that's all we can do. And that's all we need to do. Anyway, I hope that's of use to some of you. I love you very much. And before we close, since we're here already, might as well get the prayers in so we don't have to upload all these too many videos. So, sanctification was yesterday, and it's also sanctification today. It is the 23rd. What day are we in? It is, right? We're going to presume it is. But of Him you are in Christ Jesus, Yeshua, who became for us sanctification. That's 1 Corinthians 1:30. The life side, because remember yesterday we did the death side. Now we're going to do the life side. The mystery of sanctification is that the perfect qualities of Yeshua Christ are imparted as a gift to me. I love this. The mystery of sanctification is that the perfect qualities of Yeshua Christ are imparted as a gift to me, not gradually, but instantly, when I entered my faith into realization that He became for me sanctification. So that's a little different than what I just said about it being a slow process. Well, spiritually speaking, when sanctification comes in the Spirit, it is instant, because you have the hope of recognizing that you are a child of God. You have been saved by your faith in that reality. So off of that momentum, that's the spark that sets off the momentum. That's the realization that allows life to come in. That is that instant recognition of who you are truly. Not here in the matrix and everything it's done to you and all the lies that have been screwing yourself and your community and your life or your world up. But recognizing that this can change. We can make this better. Sanctification means nothing less than the holiness of Jesus, Yeshua, becoming mine and being exhibited in my life. The most wonderful secret of living a holy life does not lie in imitating Jesus, but in letting the perfect qualities of Jesus, Yeshua, inhabit themselves in my human flesh. Sanctification is Christ in you. That's Colossians 1:27. It is his wonderful life that is imparted to me in sanctification, imparted by faith as a sovereign gift of God's grace. And you got to allow others to go through their journey too, as we are allowed to go through our journey. Am I willing for God to make sanctification as real in me as it is in his word? That's where the step-by-step daily striving for better choices is, for better thoughts, for better emotions. Sanctification means that impartation, again, what is that? I had to turn that, I don't know what that was, but I don't want to get dinged for playing music that I'm not supposed to. So sanctification means the impartation of the holy qualities of Yeshua Christ to me. It is the gift of his patience, love, holiness, faith, purity, and godliness that is exhibited in and through every sanctified soul, every sanctified action, every sanctified thought, every sanctified emotion, every sanctified deed, every sanctified sacrifice. Sanctification is not drawing from Jesus the power to be holy. It is drawing from Jesus the very holiness that was exhibited in him. Because of course he's our example. And you should strive to be that example in your circle, and that he now exhibits in me. Sanctification is an impartation, not an imitation. An impartation, not an imitation. So it's kind of like, as the Father has everything, that's why he's not a jealous God. He wants you to take his goodness and expand it out. And that is not anything other than what is going to be returned to him, because it's all his. So you can't take anything from him that he doesn't get back. That's good. that's beautiful. That's life giving in the Spirit, because he's Spirit. So just know that it's an endless supply, and he wants you to receive that and spread it all over so that it can be returned to him as it was given, and continue that energy cycle. Imitation is something altogether different. The perfection of everything is in Yeshua Christ, the Christ in you. And the mystery of sanctification is that all the perfect qualities of Yeshua Christ are at my disposal. Consequently, I slowly but surely begin to live a life of inexpressible order, soundness, sound mind, and holiness. No longer in sin, no longer in suffering, no longer in depression, no longer in anxiety. Not for a consistent time anyway. I mean, you're able to experience those things, recognize it, learn your lesson, and get up and move on. And wiser and stronger for it. Kept by the power of God. Kept by the power of God. We'll close with that. That was from 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 5. And that was July 23rd from The Outmost for His Highest by Oswald Chambers. I love you guys. We'll see you later with chapter 6 of Isaiah. And then after that, we only have 16 more chapters. Oh, goodness. I love you guys. Bye.